I would be on your side if the cosmetics made the characters stronger. They unlocked legacy moves. I would be on your side, without doubt. But yeah, this ain't it, okay? Yeah. If you don't like the cosmetics, vote with your wallet, don't buy them. Or maybe, you know what, leave a negative review on Steam. Ah, you can buy outfits, this is bad. Go for it. But what, yeah. Vote with your wallet, don't buy them. You can still play this game with all of its content. Yes. Yo, Donut, good morning. I'm good, I'm good. I'm a bit hungover. I hope you're doing well. Bagel, man, I just feel we live in outrage culture where people just want to cry about stuff all the time. The people want the Twitter. Honestly, this is such few people anyway. This is Twitter and Reddit. Most people actually are quite fine with the Tekken shop and say, but this is my guess, by the way. They say, oh, that's fine. Maybe I'll buy a legacy outfit. But when it comes to people who spend a lot of time on social media like Twitter and Reddit, it's just the most negative fucking people imaginable. And they love taking out the pitchforks. They're waiting for any reason to go, and I'm just like, if you're so upset about this, I mean, what aren't you upset about? Oh, they sold a super great game with a ton of content, and now those who want to can buy a little bit more customization for $4. If you want to, you don't have to. I talked about this with my girlfriend yesterday because I was like, I told her like, oh, Tekken community is having a little bit of a mental meltdown right now. And I explained to her like, oh, it's because we're gonna, in Tekken 8, have a Tekken shop where you can buy outfits for $4. And she's like, oh, but you don't have to, right? Or wait, does the game stop working if you don't buy them? And I'm like, no, you still have everything. It's just for the people who want, you can buy an additional outfit. And she was like, so what's the problem? And I was just like, yeah, I don't know. I have no clue. Yeah. I just think people want to be angry. They want to be angry at the corporations, and I think it ties into want to be a victim all the time a little bit as well. Ah, us gamers, we're oppressed. Ah! But at the same time, I also I thought about the fact that games, you know how people say like games are so expensive these days? You pay like what, $80 or something? I just remembered in my childhood, like in the 90s, like 95, I'm very old. I was around before cell phones. In 95, when I bought PlayStation 1 games, did you know they were $60 back then? And that was prior to, you know, there's been a lot of inflation since then. They were $60. And like, and games were so cheap to produce back then. It's the same with movies, you know, it's just gotten increasingly more expensive. And back then, you know, when you played Crash 1 by Naughty Dog, you saw the credit list and it was quite short. Or any game on PlayStation 1, $60, and it was made by 10 people. Oh, directed, produced, and coded by Billy Bob Buttfuck from Texas. He almost single-handedly made that game. But that's how it went. It sounds unbelievable today, but those games were sold for $60. And now, fast forward like 25 years, almost 3 decades, and games are like what, $80? And I mean, in terms of budget, I mean, have you seen the end credits of any Marvel movie or any AAA game these days? It's like 18,000 people. Whoa! It just never fucking ends. Why? Because today, even an indie movie costs $40 million to make. A high budget, it's not even high budget anymore, saying $200 million on a movie. Rings of Power, what, 1 billion? $1,000 million? Games these days, what do you think it costs to produce a game like this, Tekken 8? Like, I can certainly see the budget on the screen when I play this game, and I'm not naive. It's like, this was monumentally more expensive than Tekken 7. So I'm just like, yeah, you pay $80 for a game, but also, in terms of profit margins, they must have made way more money back then. And you know, back then you had record companies who sold CDs. Oh, you want to listen to 10 songs over and over? Here, 20 bucks. Here's NSYNC, latest. Yeah, 15 songs, 20 bucks. Like, you live in the day and age where you have a streaming service for what, $8, and you have 9 million movies? Back in my days, we went and rented a movie for $4 overnight. Back in my day. Well, I mean, you live in terms of technology, you live in heaven right now. You're in heaven. But your problem is going to be buying a house. And that's also my problem. That's where you're getting fucked up the ass. But I'm just trying to say you're not getting fucked up the ass with Tekken 8. You just aren't. When you bought this game, you got a shit ton of content. And you got value for every single dollar you put in. I can tell this game was made by fans. This game was certainly made by fans. And I think when they made this game, I legit think Harada put on the goddamn whiteboard or whatever, like, we're gonna make the best fighting game ever. They had very high aspirations with this game. So you got value for every single dollar you put in my opinion, and you won't be able to change my mind on that. This game speaks for itself, I think. It has more content than... I mean, it has more content than Street Fighter 6 for sure. I mean, some of you love World Tour, I guess, but in terms of presentation, amount of characters, training features, dual story mode, you know, one massive story mode with cutscenes, and then legacy story mode with CG endings, it doesn't compare. And the visuals, and again, amount of characters, how much they reworked the characters. The replay feature is pretty incredible, I would say. And then the fact that they also, yeah, sorry, I'm not getting paid by Bandai Namco here, but they even said that DLC characters will get their own story mode, and you'll be able to play the story mode without buying the character. How many other, I don't know, corporations would do that? So no, I don't think you're getting fucked over when they just say, if you want to, you can buy a legacy outfit for $4. That's not predatory behavior. You're not getting fucked over. I feel like if you want to be angry at a company, maybe look at, you know, sweatshops, low-cost labor in certain regions where, you know, the people work themselves to death for child labor. You know, there are things to point to and be upset about, and I just don't think this is it. Yeah.